closer to ya. Tell me how and I'll do it, babe. 'Cause I just wanna make you feel what we do about you. So just tell me how and I'll do it, babe.
We all make mistakes, except for me, of course. Sometimes we admit it, other times we prefer to, well, sweep it under the carpet. But it's how we deal with it moving forward is what matters the most. Mercedes is an interesting company. In 2021, they have announced that by 2025, their target is 50% of electric cars sold. And by 2030, it is the end of the combustion area, and all cars sold will in fact be electric. Now fast forward 3 years and there has been a slight change of heart. You see, it's good to have plans, but your plans might not be your customer plans. And it is the customers and the politics which set the pace. And the pace in 2024 for Mercedes is 11% electric cars. Now behind me is not an EV. It is not even a hybrid. It's not even petrol. It is a brand new diesel. Well, it seems it was time to eat some humble pie.
1, 2, 3.
Let's open you up. We've got a 2-liter turbocharged diesel engine which produces 197 horses and 440 Newton meters of torque. The power is being sent to all 4 wheels. Now with the new E-Class, we've got a range of different engines, plug-in hybrid, petrol, diesel, and you can choose between all-wheel drive and wheel-wheel drive. Because you see, beauty for customers is simply having a choice. And that's enough about numbers under the bonnet. I do like the design of the new E-Class. It is understated, sophisticated. You see, with a lot of saloons, the back sort of slides down and tends to look a little bit old-fashioned. Here, the bottom is perky, youthful, I suppose just like with people. I like these tail lights with soft diffusers. Let's check the boot space. We've got a whopping 540 litres of space, but bear in mind, if you take in the hybrid, the space is significantly reduced to 370 litres, so I suppose diesel is the way to go.
I've been fighting everything you say. I've been trying to go the other way, but I can't seem to get you out of my head.
I absolutely love this color combination. Silver verde on the outside and, well, beige on the inside. It looks ever so young and fresh. Anyway, let's get on with it. The quality of the materials, the fit and finish is superb. The steering wheel feels good in your hands. The shortcut buttons, a bit of a mumbo jumbo to start with, but I promise you, with a bit of time and patience, you got this. This is a German car. It's got to make sense. I mean, the only talented German car maker that has managed to cock it up was Volkswagen with the D-Beloft sliders. But let's not talk about it. Left side operates your digital driver's display, right side operates your main screen. You've got this drive selector lever here. Comes in ever so handy, very practical if you're doing a lot of maneuvering in and out of car parks. You just flick it instead of going back and forth, you see? Now, indicators. They've got such an elegant and distinguished feel to it. I love this. Good seating position. Now steering wheel gets adjusted electronically. Of course, I mean, this is a premium class Mercedes. Wouldn't expect anything less. You've got different options for your seat massage, and these are absolutely divine. Let's hop into practicality. You've got plenty of storage space to carry all your clutter. 2 USB-C ports, another 2 USB-C ports. Cup holders, you could fit in just about anything. Very good. Whilst mobile charging, excellent. But what I love the most is this cover. I mean, this is real wood. It just looks and feels so good. Excellent. Onto the infotainment system. Actually, you've got double screening here. It looks a bit like a spaceship. So this is optional for the passenger. And what's the point? To play a little bit, but this game gets boring really fast. It's an extra cost, and actually it doesn't distract the driver, so it gets blocked. But what it does give you is reflection. So you pay money and you get reflection when it's sunny. That is not a good deal. So I would just have the wood because it just looks stunning, a lot more elegant. Okay, MBUX, the latest and greatest from Mercedes. In my opinion, together with iDrive from BMW, these two are top infotainment systems available on the market. Let me look at these graphics. It rapidly responds to the touch of your finger, crystal clear, just very beautiful. I'll show you the system itself. Of course, you can plug in Apple CarPlay. You don't actually have to plug it in. You can do that wirelessly. So that comes in handy. You can have third-party apps. Okay, here are your shortcut buttons for your driving modes, your cameras, some of options for your car. Do, for example, switch off your ESP, etc. But you see the camera here. Big Brother is watching. The Big Brother from Germany. Actually, this is very handy because if you're doing a lot of working in the car, this is your camera. You can install Zoom app and have video calls, or you can record yourself if you love yourself as much as I do. I mean, you can then watch yourself back. So that comes in handy, but I have to say, I'll show you the cameras actually. Look at that. You have to be a pro to actually smash this car in a car park. But then again, no, I take that back. You never know what's gonna happen. I have to say the cabin is absolutely blimmin' gorgeous.
I've been fighting everything you'll be, 'cause everything you'll be is changing me, and I can't seem to get you.
Being a passenger here is absolutely delightful. I have adjusted the front seat for my height. I've got lots of knee room, very, very good headroom. I mean, you can stretch, the seats are comfy. Middle seat, yeah, this is not the kind of car you're gonna carry 3 people, so don't bother. But otherwise, for 2 adults, I mean, yes, it's good. Well, time to measure the acceleration. Let's pop you into sport mode. Switch off the ESP nanny, electronic stability control off. Foot on the brake, foot on the throttle. Warm you up. She's ready. Come on, Mercedes. Chop, chop. Show me what you got. So the declared 0 to 100 is 7.8 seconds, and I am 7.45. Well done. It feels ever so posh to be launching such an elegant and sumptuous machine. Very, very satisfying. And how does it feel to drive this Mercedes? Relaxing, soothing. I've got the optional air suspension, but I do think it's worth every penny because you do not feel any bumps, any imperfections. It's got such a silky and floaty feel to it. This engine is quiet, well-mannered, including around 10, but it is especially a beautiful companion on the motorway. Very quiet, and why? Well, because we've got double glazed windows, but also because of this engine. So at 125 kilometers an hour, my revs remain below 1500. So the engine doesn't have to work very hard to be a smooth operator. And these low revs mean another huge benefit, fuel economy. So the declared fuel economy is 5.7 liters. Well, Mercedes, you know that this is a big fat lie. Well, perhaps city and motorway combined. Okay, that's accurate. Because on a long distance journey, I was averaging 4.5 liters. We are coming to the end of winter, and let's not forget, this is a big, heavy car. This is also 1 liter less than the previous generation of the E-Class. And this tells me one thing: evolution. Mercedes has not abandoned these engines. They are working on them, they're improving them. This also means that on a single tank on a long distance journey, you can drive as far as 1,400 kilometers. That is 900 miles. This is savings, convenience, and so much more, served on a platter.
We've had this conversation and you seem to agree with me, but when there's complications you withdraw and leave me to
The steering is nice and light yet precise. Now this, combined with high resolution cameras, is what makes the E-Class absolutely effortless when it comes to maneuvering it in and out of car parks. But I do have optional rear wheel steering, which means at lower speeds my back wheels turn in the opposite direction to my front wheels to further improve my pirouettes around car parks. But at higher speeds, my back wheels turn in the same direction as my front wheels to help my stability and in turn improve my comfort and make it slightly more forgiving when you get carried away, especially on a twisty road. And speaking of twisty road, the handling here is very good. There's very little body lean, we've got a solid grip, and the all-wheel drive system, number one, does not ruin our fuel economy, and number two, it gives us a sense of safety and security. We've got a 9-speed automatic gearbox. All E-Classes have the same gearbox. That is a lot of gears to get through, but this gearbox wastes no time in getting it right. The change of gears is smooth and always on point. Now I'm gonna floor it. You see, this is a living example that diesel can and is very elegant. And I'll tell you what, I would have to be such a miserable cow to fold the driving dynamics of this car, because Mercedes has absolutely nailed it.
when you're down and you stare at your window, hoping that you'll come back.
So petrol, but especially diesel, has been widely criticized, neglected, and pushed back. So we were made to believe. Yet here we are today. The great thing is that actions do speak much louder than words. Strangely enough, Mercedes still denies it. For example, putting 4 cylinders in their iconic C63 AMG. How moronic was that, Mercedes? But anyway, they are saying, no, this was always the plan. Sure, darling, but the plan was to also sell these things, and this just ain't happening. Anyway, whatever. What we care about is that you finally got off your high horse and simply got on with it. For example, the new E53 AMG, which is supposed to be far less hardcore than C63, simply because it's bigger and heavier. Sure, it's a hybrid, but it's got 6 pots under the bonnet and 600 horsepower. Well, something tells me that it just might, have something to do with the lackluster sales of the new iconic 4-cylinder C63. Just my gut feel, all I'm saying. Time to talk money, honey. It's easy to complain. Human nature. Everything is too expensive. So this car starts from £57,000 in the UK and $62,000 in USA. But I will argue that you're getting such a strong value for money, especially if you compare it to the way the S-Class is priced. So if you think about Mercedes C-Class versus E-Class, huge jump in quality. But if you look at E-Class versus S-Class, this gap gets much, much smaller. But the great thing is that the price does not reflect it at all, which is why I think the E-Class is such a clever purchase. I love saloons, or you Americans like to call it sedans. Boring? Nah. Classy? Absolutely. This is such a divine machine for Mercedes and a living example of doing what they do best, building magnificent saloons and sexy coupes. Sure, they've got those big elephants SUVs, but this is what they really excel at. I absolutely blimmin' love this car. I think it's gorgeous. It drives like a dream, that's all. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!